Hey guys, today I'd just like to share some information with you guys in regards to converting an alternator to a BLDC motor, something similar to this project that I'm busy with. Okay, so I'm not going to be converting this one today. I'll just share a bit of information so you guys can know what to expect and why this does work and how you can do it. So basically you get your alternator. So an alternator is basically wired the same as a three-phase motor. So the only difference between this and an induction motor is this runs on a coil that generates power as soon as you supply the voltage to the rotor. So let me see if I can demonstrate that for you. So this is the rotor. Just this phone somewhere around there. There we go. So yeah, connect positive and the negative. Okay. So now I've connected the poles of the rotor to a 12 volt battery. If you see now, it's got magnetic power, so everything you put to it will stick. So with steel you won't be able to see this, but this actually does have a north south all the way. It's got north south poles all the way around, and that's basically the same idea that's used in BLDC motors. They just got permanent magnets instead of magnetized electromagnets. Okay. Alright, so then we get into the alternator. So basically alternator's got a built-in regulator and rectifier. So this is where you connect your leads to and it charges your battery. Okay, so let's just turn it around. So inside there you can see you get your diode pack and all the electronics needed for this alternator to be able to work as an alternator. Okay, let's have a closer look here. So basically when I open this alternator up, you get different types of alternators. So this one specifically, it's only got 3 wires. So the 4th wire is there, but it wasn't connected to the diode pack. So this is basically the alternator that's connected 3-phase star. And this particular one is also connected 3-phase star. So yeah, it's got 4 wires, not 3. So how do you know which wires do you use for the phases and which one is the common wire? So if you look closely to these wires, this one specifically, you can see this one's got a lot of wires going into it. So this is your common connection, and these 1, 2, 3, these will be your star connection. So you can connect the alternator in star, or you can connect it in delta. So most of the times I do prefer delta because it's got more power, more torque. Because if you connect it in star, basically the voltage is divided among the coils, so each one gets a share of that voltage. So you divide the voltage basically by 3. With delta, each one of the coils inside the 3 coils gets, say you put 12 volt into it, each one of those coils is 12 volts. So basically you get a bit more torque, so it is a bit stronger. So for e-bikes I prefer delta. So if you want to convert this one to delta, then you disconnect these 3 coils here, and then you're gonna loosen this one, and this one you're gonna split the wire. Then you're gonna test with the multimeter which ones are pairs. So one wire will go there, one will go there, one will go there, or if they're 2, 2, 2, you will see 2, 2, 2 will go there. So then you split those coils, then you connect the coil number 1, its lead is open, then the other end of coil number 1 goes to coil number 2, then the other end of coil number 2 goes to coil number 3, and then the other end of coil number 3 goes back and joins the coil of coil number 1. So in that way you've got basically 3 connections again. Then you just solder leads onto that and there will be delta. So yeah, just wanted to share that bit of information with you guys. You can understand how the alternator works, how to convert it to a motor, and the difference between star delta and how the electromagnet works. So also something that I've come across is like these electromagnets. You get 12 volts, 24 volts, all these different type of magnets. So I found that the 12 volts one do work better than the 24 volt ones. I don't know for what reason, but the 24 volt one seems to consume a bit more power and amperage, and they do not seem to supply the voltage required. Maybe if you've got a massive controller, you might be able to run them a little bit better, but the 12 volt ones do seem to work a little bit better on these type of conversions. And this one I kept star because that's the way I found it, so I didn't want to mess around with the windings because it's quite complex to inside there. It's got like a connection. I don't know if you can see it, but where's that connection? So there's your common connection. So you have to split those 3 wires and then take them to the individual coils to be able to connect the delta. So as this is just a new alternator board, I want to try it that way. I've built a moped on this type of alternator, and like I said, I can get to about 60 kilometers an hour, no problem. So the only thing I changed on this one, due to it being a bigger motorcycle, is just added a gearbox onto it. So yeah, it's your choice. You can go delta or star. Yeah, so that's it from my side. That's basically how alternator works and how you can basically use it to turn it into a BLDC motor.